Namaste Sai fam and welcome back to Sai with CS. So this video is going to be about the science behind why do we all Indians celebrate the Makar Sankranti festival on 14th of January and what is the significance of Makar Sankranti, the Hindu scientific solar event festival. So at the end of this video you will be knowing every single science detail about the festival Makar Sankranti. So watch this video till the end. So let's get started. So the literal meaning of the Makar Sankranti is that the Sankranti means the movement of sun and the Makar means the Makar Rashi or the Makar constellation, that is the Capricornius constellation in the sky. So on the Makar Sankranti or the 14th of the January, sun enters the constellation of Capricornus, that means the sun enters to the Makar Rashi, that's why we called it as the Makar Sankranti, the movement of a sun to the Makar Rashi or Makar constellation. So after the Makar Sankranti, sun will start moving towards the North Pole. So that's why Makar Sankranti also known as the Uttarayan. That means sun is moving towards the North Pole. We will see that the sun position moving towards the north. Actually earth moves, but we see the sun moving in the sky like that. So this is the earth you can see, and these are the latitude lines. The equator cuts the earth into two halves like Northern Hemisphere and the Southern Hemisphere. And the Tropic of Capricorn you can see on the 23.5 degree south. Similarly, the Antarctic Circle down and the South Pole. Similarly, on the above side you can see the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle and the North Pole. And Earth is tilted like 23.5 degree with the vertical. So this is the sun you can see, and this is the celestial sphere you can see. The celestial sphere, by the dotted line I have represented it. So on this celestial sphere, it is the actually imaginary sphere on which we assume that all the constellations like Capricornius, the Makar constellation, the Sagittarius, the Dhanu constellation or Dhanu Rashi, or the Cancer constellation, the Kark Rashi, like many of these constellations, we assume that it is on the celestial sphere and they doesn't move. We assume that because just they are far from the earth, so they doesn't move. Actually they move it, but we can't notice that much difference or the movement in the sky. So we assume that these are the fixed on the celestial sphere, so they will not move. And this is the North Pole you can see here, and this is the South Pole. It is common for the earth and the celestial sphere, and similar the South Pole is common for the earth and the celestial sphere. So on the June solstice, sun rays hit the Tropic of Capricorn exactly at the 90 degrees. That means sun is exactly overhead to the people living over here, and you won't be able to see the shadow on this day for the people living on the Tropic of Capricorn. 21st of June on the winter solstice, people living on the earth will see the sun in the Sagittarius constellation or the Dhanu Rashi. On the 21st June, sun has already reached its maximum position to the southern pole, so it will start moving towards the North Pole. So after that, on the 6th of January, on Makar Sankranti day, what happens? So on the 16th of January, sun from the Sagittarius constellation moves towards the Makar constellation or the Capricornius constellation. That means it's the Makar Sankranti. That's why it is called as the Makar Sankranti, as the sun. Makar means the Makar constellation, and Sankranti means the movement of a sun in the Makar constellation. So people living here on the earth will see the sun on the sky in the constellation of the Makar or the Capricornius constellation. People living on the earth will see the sun on Makar Sankranti on the Capricornius constellation or the Makar constellation. That's why it is called as the Makar Sankranti. So on Makar Sankranti day, sun will start heading towards the North Pole. So that's why I called it as the Uttarayan. That means Uttar means the Disha, Uttar Disha, the direction in the Hindi or Marathi, what we call. So that's why for the next 6 months you will witness the sun moving towards the maximum North Pole till the summer solstice, till the 21st of June. So after the summer solstice, after the 21st of June, after a few days, on the 16th of July, the Kark Sankranti comes. On the Kark Sankranti, Kark means the Kark constellation, the Cancer constellation, and Sankranti means the movement of the sun. So on the Kark Sankranti, sun will enter in the Cancer constellation, the Cancer constellation stars, what we see on the celestial sphere. So that's why the people living on the earth will see the sun in the Cancer constellation. That's why it called as the Kark Sankranti. Just after the end of the journey of the sun, or the journey of the earth actually, for the Uttarayan. So Kark Sankranti, the Dakshinayan will start. Dakshinayan means sun again will start its journey towards the Sagittarius or the Makar constellation. That means the sun will start its journey towards the southern pole. That's why we call it as the Dakshinayan on the Kark Sankranti, the start of the Dakshinayan. So these cycles of the Kark Sankranti and the Makar Sankranti will keeps on going till the world is there. In a traditional Hindu calendar, there are various type of Sankrantis, not only the Makar Sankranti. There are various type of Sankrantis, depends upon the where the sun enters in the sky, in which constellation sun enters in the sky throughout the year.